Well, I've had some requests just recently to show people, you know, a little bit about out here where I am most of the time working. And people on SingSnap well know usually what I do is I sing in inverted commas a song while I'm doing the video out the front business like I'm doing now. But there'll be some people that are real entertainers that'll probably get to see this. I ain't no singer. I'm too damn embarrassed to go bellering away, so this is why this has been done like this. That's the explanation for the Sing Snappers. So what I'm actually on here is a farm access road. And as you can see, it's a good, wide, solid dirt road. In fact, it's better than some of the main highways out here. I'm nearly off the farm now. It goes back there behind me for about 20 or 30 mile. But I didn't have enough signal in there to be able to do any recording. So now we're coming back out onto the main road. And we don't go very far up here before it goes back from dirt back to bitumen, asphalt, whatever you want to call it. Now what I've done is I've reversed the camera for Americans and mirrored it for Americans and European people and Canadians, because they all have a panic attack because they say, you're on the wrong side of the road. Well, I'm not. We drive on the left-hand side of the road here. And as you can see, there's so many people out here. It's such a high population area. There's such heavy traffic. And I'll just dawdling along here. There's nothing I could hit here if I tried. I'll just pan the camera a little bit. And as you can see, we have such a lot of everything out here. Yeah, it's not that dramatic at all. In fact, it's probably dead set boring. It's not to me. I love this country. It's had good rain lately, so that's why we've got a bit of grass and that about. This is pretty deserty sort of country. But we've had a fair bit of rain this year, so it's been a good thing. And I guess for people who've never been out here, it's probably a bit interesting, but for anybody else, it's probably dead set boring. I mean, there's not much to see. There's not a hill. There's probably the nearest hill from where I am is probably 70 miles away. 70, 80 miles, and I mean a hill of any description, of any rise. Off here, over my shoulder, you go for about probably 400 or 500 miles before you get a hill that's bigger than 6 foot high. Maybe not quite that. 300 or 400 mile anyway. And off to my left, which is the right of the picture, you could conceivably, if you deliberately drove that way and picked the right roads, you could conceivably go for 2 or 3 days without hitting the hill. But you'd have to drive around the hills a little bit. But there's no real big hills out that way. Basically, the mind boggles us that far. Couple of thousand mile maybe, 1,500 mile. So it's pretty flat out this part of the world. Broad acre farming, large properties, by any stretch of the imagination. The place I just came off is probably 1 million acres. Excuse me, I've got dog's disease, the flu. And And it's that sort of country. Not many people out here. Very large agricultural holdings, because they've got to be large in order to survive. You know, if you had 1,000 acres or 1,500 acres out here, you'd never be able to break even in this country here, because it's right where I am now, there's no irrigation at all. And it's absolutely reliant on rainfall, and rainfall out here is about maybe 4, maybe 8 inches of rain per annum. Not much more than that normally. Like I said, we've had a good year this year. So there you go. There's a little bit of bitumen here, asphalt. So this will just stretch in here, you know, probably for the duration of this. I've got 8 minutes or something on this footage here on these originals, and I could just drive along here and just show you nothing for the next 8 minutes, because that's all there is out here is nothing. Which for the people on Sing Snap explains why I can drive along and Ballarat out to the backing tracks. For those that aren't on Sing Snap, it's just like karaoke, you know. Well, it is karaoke. And you just got the backing tracks and the words on the screen. Well, of course, I don't look at the words on the screen. I sing it like a real singer, do it all by memory. Only trouble is the voice isn't like a real singer. Because you couldn't look at the screen and control the vehicle, so don't. So there you go. That's a bit of trivia for you all. Get to see a little bit of Outback Australia. Just a tiny little snapshot. This dirt road here that we're on is probably much better than most of the bitumen roads out this way, asphalt roads. It's really in good order. It's not long been graded by the look of it. And I've stepped the pace up a little bit. We're doing about 50 mile an hour on it, 80 kilometres an hour, and you could conceivably, this truck's speed limited, you can only do 100. That's 62 mile an hour. You could run along here at 62 mile an hour without any problem at all. Smooth as a, you know, baby's bottom, so to speak. And a good, you know, it's not loose gravel, it's good underfoot. It's an excellent road, actually. I haven't been out to this particular property for a little while, and it's good to see that there's been a bit of money spent on the roads here, more than on the major roads, to be perfectly honest.